LeafLink acquires Dama Financial's cannabis banking division, you guys. That's right.
Follow the money.
New York-based LeafLink has acquired the asset of Dama Financial's banking division as the cannabis wholesale technology platform expands financial services to the marijuana industry. Financial details of the transaction were not disclosed in a Wednesday news release, and LeafLink declined to comment on the price to MJ Biz Daily. This acquisition, according to LeafLink, lays the groundwork to develop an integrated banking solution for cannabis operators, which often lack secure and reliable financial services. In a quote, after witnessing firsthand the negative impact of the federal prohibition has had on operators' access to traditional banks, we are thrilled to add banking to LeafLink's product suite, CEO Artie Minston said in a statement. Very few companies and people of South San Francisco, the expertise that Dama Financial offers to the cannabis banking space, and Dama Financial, headquartered in South San Francisco, said in a statement that it has served more than half of the nation's markets with medical marijuana or adult use sales. According to the release, the Dama Financial product lines not included in this acquisition will rebrand to Grow Flow. And LeafLink services for marijuana brands and retailers include ordering and inventory management, payments, advertising, as well as data and analytics. And meanwhile, LeafLink told MJ Biz Daily on Wednesday that it raised another $25 million as part of its Series D financing round earlier this year, bringing the total to $125 million in the tech sector. Succeeding venture capital rounds increase significantly from early rounds and often eclipse $100 million, you guys. Well, look at this. We have LeafLink acquiring Dama's Financial Services division. That is super, super interesting, and how Dama was able to sparse this out for LeafLink in this acquisition is just interesting to me. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. This is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News Hour. What do y'all have to say?
I mean, it makes sense to me. Like, LeafLink has been doing things for buyers where they kind of essentially float the bill, right? So they'll float the debt for the vendor. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense for them to do this, kind of financial services merge. I just don't know how Dama gets their little Dama hands into literally everything. The fact that my tax bills come and say that one of the options I have to pay is through Dama. Like, how the fuck? Mm-hmm. It's just, listen, I don't know. I don't like that without banking protection, all of our banking is tied into this one entity. It's starting to feel like, we're going to have to deal with Dama to be operable in the industry. I don't love that we don't have choices.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there are a couple other banks that are like the size of Dama that offer. I know there's Salal also, and a couple others or whatnot.
Yeah,
so people do have choices, but
both.
They're all the same.
I have opinions on both, but like LeafLink, they're tying this in. I don't know. It's just, it seems like, all right. I wonder, what's Salal's move?
I mean, because I feel like LeafLink's overall move is to be able to be kind of like a credit rating for industry businesses with their ability to purchase product, and I think that was one of the big moves of why they started buying people's invoices and funding those, so then that way they could adequately credit rate these retailers.
Let's keep it a buck. Like, Dama's been very, very smart over the years, man. So like back before COVID hit, when I was running events and shit here, like, they sponsored everything. I didn't know anybody over there. They came out and tried to sponsor stuff like events on the ground. They were just popping up their name everywhere, and they become a trusted financial lane, whether you know what they do or not. Chris, what's his name? Patrick O'Boyle. Yeah. Their CEO. He has been in financial payment services industry for over 30 years. He has the relationships that it needs to grow and to make major moves like this over and over again. So all I can say with this is like a long time coming, and they've been planting their flag in a lot of B2B places for a long time. And now that whether it's Schedule 3 goes down or not, whatever, they are in a prominent position to make moves. And I think this is going to be a very interesting play with LeafLink and them teaming up. They've got a lot of history in the financial services industry and a lot of relationships there. So we'll see what happens. I'm not mad at them.
And you're right, Rico. They've made some really smart movements over the years. It's like, I'm not mad at them.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on this, Dale?
Well, I think the financial services sector of cannabis continues to be an untrustworthy sector. It's because it's not firmly backed up by traditional banks that have those services we need, credibility we need. And there have been a number of service companies that tried to get into this. Dama was one that's been in for a while. Salal, as you mentioned, is another one. We've got some credit unions up here that have done this. But the FinCEN reports are a bitch to do this. And so it takes a lot of understanding and guts to get in this. And I'm not, as you said, I'm not mad at this happening. I just don't have a lot of trust and faith that they're going to be able to provide what they call banking services. They provide financial services here. But the banking part of it is still the big unknown, because you can't go get loans, you can't lines of credit, you can't do electronic transfers like you can in the traditional banking industry. Someone can do a delivery and you can note in your company, we received it, it's been paid for, stuff like that. We still don't have that happening.
I couldn't agree with you more, Dale. It is not. I mean, I was in that industry for a long time, and I could tell you all kinds of horror stories and why I wouldn't trust my personal money with anybody in the financial services arena. Like maybe like 2 or 3 of my old clients that I would trust out of like hundreds. But that being said, like, this is a capitalist American way, and this is the future of cannabis. Yeah, the future of cannabis. You're going to have a few of these quote unquote financial services companies, and in our industry, you know, Jason, as you always say, you know, out of sight, off the shelf, right? If you're not visible, then people aren't really going to fuck with you. And they have been visible for a long time. And I'm not vouching for this company at all. What I am saying is people are going to trust them because they've seen them for a long time.
Fair enough.
And, we'll just see what happens, man. So,
and they make it convenient on the operators in that sense too. So
yeah,
and I think that's the biggest deal, because
cash is a problem. Cash is a problem.
I don't think cash is a problem. I like cash. Well, I love it.
And
it is when you try to put it into a bank from a cannabis company.
That part.
Unless somebody inside your business rats you out for having large amounts of cash being moved or stored, and then it becomes a problem. And most businesses don't have this problem, and it's still one of those lags we have in trying to be a legitimate business. Is you can't take your money to a bank, can't do transfers between banking institutions as we traditionally do in business. My clients, you know, a lot of cash gets dealt with in this industry, and it's just frightening because it's hard to insure that. I mean, if someone rips off a bank, you've got federal insurance for it. If someone rips off your distribution company for, you know, 6 figures or more, and how do you get insurance coverage for that?
You take it a step further, Dale. In hyperinflationary periods, we've been dealing with all kinds of crazy inflation lately. Cash loses money. So the fact that it's not in a secure vehicle, whether it's like money market or some kind of a managed account, if all of your company's financial comeuppance is all in cash, you are losing money at a faster clip than any mainstream industry business. Period. So
not when you buy gasoline, Rico, because at every gas station it's cheaper when you pay with cash.
Buy Rolexes. Rolexes are the
Just
best. The best investment.
Yes.
Hard assets. We are not financial professionals, so please don't follow that advice.
But I have collected payments in Rolex, so that does make sense. You can clear a debt for the Rolex, just not a Submariner, people.
Just not a Submariner.
It's the safest investment you can make in America.